Hare Krishna everyone, welcome back to the reading of the beautiful book Teachings of Lord Chaitanya by His Divine Grace Srila A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada. We are continuing to read chapter number 1, Teachings to Rupa Goswami. Jai. Yes, and we are Shravanam Diaries podcast. I'm your host Sulalita Devidasi. There are 5 transcendental rasas or mellows. The initial stage is called Shanta Rati, wherein one who is liberated from material contamination appreciates the greatness of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. One who attains this stage does not exactly engage in the transcendental loving service of the Lord, for this is the neutral stage. In the second stage, which is called Dasya Rati, a person appreciates his position as being everlastingly subordinate to the Supreme Lord, and he understands that he is eternally dependent on the causeless mercy of the Supreme Person. At that time, there is an awakening of natural affection, such as is felt by a son who grows up and begins to appreciate his father's benedictions. At this stage, the living entity wants to serve the Supreme Lord instead of serving Maya, illusion. The third stage in the development of transcendental love is called Sakhya Rati. In this stage, one associates with the Supreme Person as a friend on an equal level, with love and respect. At this stage, as this stage is further developed, there is joking. Haribo! There is joking and such relaxed exchanges as laughing. On this stage, on this level, there are fraternal exchanges with the personality of Godhead, and one is free from all bondage. One forgets his inferior position as a living entity, but at the same time he has the greatest respect for the Supreme Person. In the fourth stage, called Vatsalya Rati, the fraternal affection of the preceding stage develops into parental affection. At this time, the living entity acts as the parent of God. Instead of worshipping the Lord, the living entity, as a parent of the Supreme Person, becomes an object of worship for him. At this stage, the Lord depends on the mercy of his pure devotee and puts himself under the control of the devotee to be raised nicely. Such a devotee can embrace the Supreme Lord and even kiss his head. In the fifth stage, called Madhura Rati, there is a transcendental exchange of conjugal love between the lover and the beloved. It is at this stage that Kṛṣṇa and the damsels of Vraja glanced lovingly at one another, for on this platform there is an exchange of glances, movements of the eyebrows, pleasant words, attractive smiles. Besides these 5 primary rasas, there are 7 secondary rasas, which consist of laughing, wonder, chivalry, pity, anger, ghastliness, and devastation. For example, Bhishma related to Kṛṣṇa as a warrior in the chivalrous rasa. Hiranyakashipu, however, experienced an exchange of the ghastly and devastating rasas. The 5 primary rasas constantly remain within the heart of the pure devotee, and the 7 secondary rasas sometimes appear and disappear to enrich the flavors and tastes of the primary ones. After enriching the primary rasas, they disappear. Examples of Shanta Bhaktas, or devotees in the neutral stage, are the 9 Yogendras, namely Kavi, Havi, Antariksha, Prabudha, Pippalayana, Avirhotra, Dravida, Drumila, Chamasa, and Karabhajana. The 4 Kumaras, Sanaka, Sananda, Sanandana, Sanat Kumar, and Sanatana. Okay, are also examples of this stage. Examples of devotees in the 2nd stage, servitorship, are Raktaka, Chitraka, and Patraka. These are all servants of Kṛṣṇa in Gokula. In Dvaraka, there is Daruka, and in the Vaikuntha planets there are Hanuman and others. Devotees in the 3rd stage, friendship, include Sridama in Vrindavan and Bhima and Arjuna in Dvaraka, or on the battlefield of Kurukshetra. As for those relating to Kṛṣṇa in parental love, they include his mother, father, uncle, and similar relatives. In conjugal love, there are the damsels of Vraja, Vrindavan, the queens of Dvaraka, and the goddesses of fortune in Vaikuntha. No one can count the vast number of devotees in this rasa. Wow. In general, attachment to Kṛṣṇa is of 2 kinds. The first kind is attachment with awe and veneration, characterized by a lack of freedom. Such attachment is exhibited in Mathura and on the Vaikuntha planets. In these abodes of the Lord, the flavor of transcendental loving service is restricted. But in Gokula, Vrindavan, love is freely exchanged, and although the cowherd boys and damsels of Vrindavan know that Kṛṣṇa is the supreme personality of Godhead, they do not show awe and veneration because of the great intimacy of their relationship with Him through thick and thin. I like this. I really like this sentence, don't you? Because of great intimacy in their relationship with Him through thick and thin. In the 5 principal transcendental relationships, awe and veneration are sometimes impediments to one's service to the Lord. When there is friendship, parental affection, or conjugal love, such awe and veneration are impediments. For example, when Kṛṣṇa appeared as the son of Vasudeva and Devaki, They prayed to the Lord with awe and veneration because they understood that the Supreme Lord Kṛṣṇa or Vishnu had appeared before them as their little child. This is confirmed in Srimad Bhagavatam 10.44.51. Quote, Devaki and Vasudeva, knowing their son to be the Supreme Personality of Godhead, began to pray to him, although he was present before them as the child, as their child. Unquote. Similarly, when Arjuna saw the universal form of the Lord, he was so afraid that he begged pardon for his dealings with Kṛṣṇa as an intimate friend. As a friend, Arjuna often behaved unceremoniously with the Lord, and upon seeing the awesome universal form, Arjuna said, Saketi matva prasabham yaduktam he Kṛṣṇa he Yadava he Saketi ajanata mahi manam tavidam maya pramadat pranayena vapi. Quote, My dear Kṛṣṇa, sometimes I insulted you by calling you my dear friend Kṛṣṇa, without knowing the greatness of your inconceivable power. Please forgive me. I was mad to address you like a common friend or a common man. Unquote. Bhagavad Gita 11.41. Similarly, when Kṛṣṇa was playing jokes on Rukmini, she feared that he might leave her and became so perturbed that she dropped the fan with which she was fanning him and fainted, falling unconscious on the floor as her hair scattered. She resembled a plantain tree blown down by a blast of wind. But as far as Yashoda, Krishna's mother in Vrindavan, is concerned, Srimad Bhagavatam 10.8.45 states, Traya chopanishadbhischa sankhya yogaischa sattvataih upagiyamana mahatmyam harim samanyatatmajam. Quote, Mother Yashoda thought that the personality of Godhead, who is worshipped by all the Vedas and Upanishads, as well as by the Sankhya system of philosophy and all authorized scriptures, had been born from her womb. Unquote. It is also stated in Srimad Bhagavatam 10.9.14 that Mother Yashoda bound the child Kṛṣṇa with a rope as if he were an ordinary son born of her body. Another description of Krishna's being treated as an ordinary person appears in Srimad Bhagavatam 10.18.24. There it is stated that when Kṛṣṇa was defeated in games with his friends, the cowherd boys, he had to carry Sri Dhamma on his shoulders. Regarding the gopis' dealings with Sri Krishna in Vrindavan, we shall read tomorrow. So, thank you so much for tuning in today. The link to this book is in the description. Please check out our website, shravanamdiaries.com, and we shall see you tomorrow. Hare Krishna.